Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Washington Commanders have yet made three more moves today, bringing back Zee's favorite playoff Dyami, also signing Van Jefferson, wide receiver, and also signing, who else we signed, Z?
Chris Paul. We brought Chris Paul back on a one-year deal.
But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it and much more. Reedie Zee coming at you right now.
It's the Reedie Zee show.
Okay. Intro's not going to play? What's that about?
I don't know. Bump it. We're going to roll with it. Just straight to it.
Well, we're here. Like we said, we made three signings today. So it's just Adam Peters just keeps giving us more and more and more.
Yeah.
Are we done?
No.
So what else is
Definitely
to
not
come?
done. I mean, we're definitely not done. I mean, yes, today we were able to bring, Dyami Brown back. We talked about how we needed to get some offensive line, specifically interior help. I think it was a good deal bringing Chris Paul back. We talked last week about, if he was to. Basically, the team was putting him on letting him go on the open market, see his worth, see what he can get offered out there, and then they definitely will welcome him back on a one-year deal. That's basically what happened. So from that, it pretty much kind of lets you know that he went out there and I guess he didn't see what he liked, and he felt it was worth coming back and running it back with his guys. So bringing him back does help that left guard aspect, because we was a little worried with just Coleman in the room. So it brings back last year's position battle as far as the left guard. I think we still need to, we got to get us a center, whether, via free agency with a vet or if we end up going through the draft. And I still would like to see us get another wide receiver. Aiyuk still hasn't been released, so I'm still expecting that acquisition. But this move here today, just like the move yesterday with Rashad White, don't feel like that changes our draft plans. I think a wide receiver is still in play at 7, and I think Jeremiyah Love is still in play at 7. So these pieces yesterday and today, depth pieces, and we'll see how everything kind of pan out. But the big story today is playoff Dyami being back, and I'm excited. Excited for it. Something that I called out a couple weeks ago, and then I had not only my colleagues but a few people in the fans letting me know I'm high and I was wilding and Dyami ain't this and Dyami ain't that and he's not worth it. And here we are, he's back. So Adam Peters, he listened, he chimed into Reedie Zee. I'm not sure what platform he saw it on, but he saw it and he brought him back. So here we are.
First of all, let me address it by saying Z knows. Apparently Z knows. Because playoff Dyami is back in the building. But I'm not about to start sitting up here glazing, saying that I'm happy about him being back in the building. I mean, it is what it is. I heard what you had to say about your reasoning why he should be back in the building. A familiar face for Jaden Daniels to add with some speed. So hopefully, like you said, it's gonna be looking real busy in camp. Hopefully, the news, according to sources from Z, Aiyuk is a lock whenever he's released from the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm waiting to see about that. But I do like this the signing of Van Joseph as well. I mean Van Jefferson. I'm sorry, not Van Joseph. Van Jefferson, like he brings a speed element. I remember him back when he was with the Rams. So we'll see. Another 1-year deal, another guy that's going to go out here and battle. It kind of brings me back in mind when it was Dyami and Zacchaeus, kind of like that role or whatever. But I'm just curious to see if we do indeed bring in a Brandon Aiyuk, how does that room shape up? Because we're only keeping 6, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just trying to figure out who's going to be the guy out. If you count a Terry McLaurin, you count a Luke McCaffrey, you count a Jalen Lane, you count a Treylon Treylon Burks, and you also have Van Jefferson, you have Dyami, and then the aforementioned Brandon Aiyuk. That's 7 people. So who gets cut? Is it Dyami? Is it Van Jefferson? Is it Luke McCaffrey? Reedie was real critical of Luke McCaffrey last year, but he kind of turned it around in the beginning of the year. I was critical of him. So he's coming off that, shoulder injury. So I'm curious to see what he does. It like Candy said last couple days ago on the program on Monday Command. This is year 3 for a lot of these guys, and Luke McCaffrey falls into that window. So I'm curious to see. It's either put up or shut up, or get your ass cut. Which one is it going to be?
Yeah, definitely agree there. And it like I said, I like the competition aspect of it as well, because you're not just putting like guys in it that don't have experience. I know last year we went and we ended up bringing in like Chris Moore, who does have experience, but kind of like a lower tier guy as a camp baddie. We went and brought in Michael Gallup, who hadn't played football in some years, as a camp baddie, and a few other guys even the year before, Martavius Bryant. So like we have done our share of bringing in vets, but I don't think any of them was as good as a guy like Van Jefferson. We know what he did when he was with the Rams. He's had some stints and stops after that, most recently with the Titans. And it was a play that I sent you earlier that I saw on Twitter, and I didn't even know he could still move like that. Like, the man caught a curl, hit the sideline and was gone. So he can still fly. He's known to have, some good hands. So I'm actually, intrigued to see what Van Jefferson brings. Is that a guy, that could make it on the practice squad? If he doesn't make the man, the 53-man roster, like what all these dynamics look like. But I love, just, hey, we're not going to sit around and we just going to scoop these guys up. We take them to camp. We see how it works. We keep them. If we don't, it could be a situation where you could a potential trade or whatever. You never know. Because I thought about that yesterday with the Rashad White deal. He has the ability to complement your backfield with other backs, but if somebody goes down, he can easily step in and be a valuable piece to you. Primarily he probably would be our McNichols, our third down guy, catching out of the backfield. Last year he averaged like 4 yards a pop. So, he's not known to have, long runs. I think that I heard somebody say he didn't have many runs over 10 yards or something like that. He was like just under, his longest run was like under 10 yards or something like that. So he's not like your breakaway guy, but he's tough and he's gritty. And I like what he brings to the room. And if you're talking like a situation, that we keep saying, if we go out and we get a guy like Love to put in that backfield, or even, if we don't go running back first round and third round, we maybe snag Malik Washington or something, you kind of could, in all those aspects, when you get through camp with them guys, and if the rookie just shines and, you still got Bill and you looking, maybe another team might call and want Rashad White. That might be a trade piece. You just never know. So I like just having valuable depth guys that can really bring something to your team. It puts you in a better position to make moves, or not or if you need them, they can step right in and implement. I think like they learned from last year by having lack of quality guys in depth roles. So kudos to AP for that.
Yeah, we've been saying that all along. Last year and the year before that, the year before that, the year before that. It's levels. You got to have multiple weapons. You just can't just be, okay, yeah, we got the starters, and then we just got all of these guys that are on the back end of the roster. We're going to be fine. Don't work that way. Like, you need dogs at each level. First string, second string, third string. Because, like you said, it's the next man up mentality. And we've seen the attrition rate last year based off of the injuries wasn't that good for us. We had, guys that I don't even want to mention that we had filling key positions, especially at the wide receiver position alone. And, so us getting younger, us getting faster, and us bringing some quality depth players in, I think that's a plus. The first day of free agency, second day of free agency, wasn't looking too good for the home team. And I guess that day 3 kind of like sparked everything, and it kind of like tied itself together. We put out a video saying, why are we linked to all of these specific players, but we can't land them? And in hindsight, they say hindsight is 2020. That might have been the best thing to happen to us. Maybe we didn't need those big name, high quality A-tier guys that wanted all of that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was big on Pierce, but now that I see that we kind of got a Jefferson and we got a Dyami Brown, I'm like, okay, cool. Then my thinking is like, okay, we're going to get Aiyuk. So I'm kind of falling in on that train of it's a formality. It's going to happen. So I'm like, okay, we could do something with that. With Terry and then the guys we got, we don't necessarily got to have Pierce because that's only just one player. So if you can still get that same production that you would have got for that one player and you get them on a 1-year deal, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got Rashad White for $2 million. Like, that's nothing. I'm curious to see what the details of Dyami Brown's deal. Was it $6 million he got?
No. Dyami got up to $3 million.
Up to $3 million?
Up to $3 million.
Wow, last year he got 10.
Yeah.
From Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So that's even less. He came in half of what Reedie was saying he should have got.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it's a proven year for him too. And what did Jefferson get?
I didn't see Jefferson's dollar amounts, but we do know it was a 1-year deal, just like with Chris Paul. Didn't see what he he bought in on his deal, but it was another 1-year deal. So but yeah, like you said, I was going to mention that, like, the guys that we bring in, we get them pretty cheap. Who was that we signed for $12 million? That was for the low, and we was shocked that the deal went that way. I got to pull up the graphic, but it was somebody, and I was just shocked. Like, AP been willing to do it. I know he maybe slightly overpaid Oweh. But that's the nature of the game. Day one, a top guy, an edge rusher.
Yeah, that's the top market. That's a top market position.
In fact, you've been talking about that. Like, you're gonna have to overpay for an edge. You might have to overpay for a corner, a receiver. You know what I mean? These are like you said, these are top positions. So not mad at those at all. But like with the Chanel deal, it was 3-year, 24.75, but it's only a $6.5 million signing bonus. 12.4 is guaranteed, and his cap hits go from, in year 1 is 4.3 million, 9.9 in year 2, and then year 3 10.4. So a lot of times you see big jumps in year 2, year 3, year 2 and year 3 of deals, and you'll look at it and be like, okay, yeah, it's a 2-year deal. They probably gonna get out of there in year 3. But in this situation, I think it's set up where it might be like the Louisville situation. He go into year 3 and he might be looking for a new deal at that point. So I think the way that things are being structured, it's going to help motivate a lot of these guys. And the biggest key too, like, these guys that we're catching coming off their rookie deals, and they getting their first, like, I guess consider their first big paycheck. A lot of them will be able to get another deal in 2-3 years. And, so that's, again, you're grabbing guys that's going to be motivated to try to push for that new deal. So I think that might have been a sneaky strategic, plan from AP and the team. But I'm liking it because, catching guys when they get like their last deal, they kind of fizzling out. You might not get as much motivation and production, but from where we are, we kind of get catching guys like in the middle of their careers, and this is when they tend to either reach their prime in a sense, and we'll kind of get the tell. But I'm loving the structure of these deals and how the money is being spent, because even with all the moves we've made, we still sitting pretty with well over, I'm sure at this point, well over 50 to 55 million. It was reported earlier that it was 65.
65, yeah.
Yeah, yesterday we posted that it was 62.1. end up removing the post because I saw something. I went back on Spot Track and somebody pointed it out on Twitter. Shout out to whoever that was. But there was a screenshot showing that the bottom, the contracts of a lot of the guys that we were signing hadn't been calculated into that figure yet. So I removed it because I felt like it was, inaccurate. And I didn't want to get to spread no rumors. So I said I'll just wait until everything updated and we can kind of revisit that. But it's been swirling around that, we were still in the 60s as of this morning. So we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, well, according to the Pat McAfee show, we were kind of in the 60s, and that was today. So kudos to Adam Peters and kudos to Lance Newmark for kind of and their team for kind of getting these cheap deals. Like I'm liking it because it's not all 1 year deals. You're kind of seeing a lot of multi-year deals where you're getting younger and you're kind of spreading these contracts out. But the big thing right now for me is Chris Paul. He returns on a 1 year deal when it was reported that he was about to get the Brinks truck backed up to him. Pause. And then you go out on the open market and 4 days into free agency, 3 days into free agency, you sign a 1 year deal to return.
Mm-hmm.
Where was the market?
Much wasn't attractive.
Crashed and burned. I don't know.
Much wasn't attractive.
But that's good on whoever his agent is kind of saying, okay, yeah, well, maybe we need to just go ahead and go back before they sign somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So,
Facts.
I mean, that's always how it works out. I'm noticing with like our linemen, like they never go nowhere where it's like a quality offensive line. It's always somewhere where it's a Cleveland or just a sorry team that's just, looking to sign people, and they get, more than what we would have gave them. But sometimes you may just have to sit still and take less money to be on a quality contender. Not saying what we put on the field last year was a quality contender, but that overall outlook on what we have at the quarterback position, like what are some of the pieces that we do have on offense and, what we can be under this new defensive coordinator and Durante Jones is kind of pretty intriguing. And it makes guys want to come sign here. And then one key takeaway I took away from the new YN, he's kind of like an OGN, Laramie Tunsil, took away from his Instagram shenanigans was they are fucking turned up in there. You see how live they was in there?
They was deep as shit. They was deep as shit.
Hey, shit, I want to come in that bitch and work too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's I don't care what nobody say. Fuck the wins and the losses. DQ, that's my head coach, bro. Like, I ain't never seen a culture like that before. Like, it's like it's just love in that bitch.
Yeah.
And then, like, low key, when Tunsil was hugging AP in my mind, I was like, I won't fuck with you, AP. Like, we know you a snake. You the motherfucking GM. You trying to get niggas up out of there and shit. But at the end of the day, like, it was a cool moment. And I was just like looking around, just like trying to look at everything, just like, damn, bro, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Nah, for real. Definitely exciting to walk in a place like that. And yeah, it's just lit. It's just lit. And then, like, did you see? I heard, I saw something from somewhere, but Grant Paulson was like he watched Tunsil's video, and he said I saw some clapping in the video.
Fucking talking about clapping.
My man had the chicks clapping. They had the bottle. They was on the boat. Like, they was outside on that video. That shit was lit.
I did not know Tunsil was like that, bro. Like, Tunsil said, like, he a good time, bro. Like, it's a good time with you hang out with him, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
everybody outside.
Yeah, that's love, though, man. Like, Trent Scott in the background, all sights, and the new signees, you see them floating around in the lobby. Like, it was just like, man, we in here. Like, so, yeah, that was a good sight to see, man. Good sight to see, man. Now, Just move on from this, get these little spot signings on whomever else we're going to sign, and then, head into this draft. But are y'all like me? Like, because I don't know where the fuck we going to draft no more. Like, it's like you can go anywhere. You can go Jeremiah Love. You can go Jordan Tyson. You can go Carnell Tate. You can go Sonny Stout. You can go any fucking way you want to go, depending on how the board lines up. But I don't have no tell, and that's how it should be. Like, you keeping everybody around the league on their toes. You don't know where we're going to go, like, and how that number 7 pick is going to come down to somebody maybe wanting to move up. Everybody's saying don't nobody want to move up, but every year you see people moving around and doing different things. So, yeah,
for sure. Futuristic Willie, what's up, bro? What's your wide receiver core predictions for this year? So I'm gonna go Terry, Aiyuk, Debo. I'm sorry, Debo's not on the team. Yeah, Terry, Aiyuk. Those two are in order. I don't know. I'm not gonna say Dyami is number 3, but I'm gonna just start naming everybody else after them. Dyami, Jalen Lane, Luke. Shit, who else is there? Van Jefferson, as of right now, as you can name. But I do think another wide receiver is going to be added to that room. Now, if we go out and get, since we got Dyami and then we got Aiyuk, I think they are going to draft a wide receiver. So if they draft, depending on what they do, if they go Tyson, Tate, Lemon at 7, or trade back and get one of the 3. Oh yeah, Treylon. I forgot about Treylon. Treylon is definitely making the team. But if they go one of them routes, that's going to be the number 3. So let me start back over. Terry, Aiyuk, rookie if they draft one. Luke, Lane, Treylon, and then Van Joseph will be a wild card practice squad guy. And kind of go from there. I keep saying Van Joseph. I
said the same thing, bro.
Yeah,
Van
Jefferson. But again, I mean, you really never know with the Van Jefferson thing. It's a wait and see. You never know. But I definitely think a wide receiver is going in. If not round 1, definitely round 3. If not round 3, definitely round 1. So
we're going. So if we get our wish and we go Jeremiah Love 1, we going wide receiver 2 in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Oh damn! So fuck the defense.
It ain't fuck the defense. Defense getting addressed. I mean, we still need another corner. You can snag another corner, however they want to play the draft. But you can go get like Snead got released today. It's other corners still out there. They talked about the idea. It was on 106 earlier. They was talking about Noah, a guy that I'm on par with saying bring him back. Because it's no matter how they treated Noah, they tried to cut him. Oh, they was about to cut him and it didn't work. They put him on a trade block. He didn't move, and they elected to keep him. And when his number's called, he give production. He I mean, he's not a top corner. I'm not saying he's a number 2 or number 1, but number 3, number 4 type corner, he could be that. Now that you got Mikey, you got Amos, you got Amik Robinson, Noah can be the 4th. Or if you do add another corner there, the 4th, 5th, they're gonna rotate guys. Guys are gonna be all over the field, especially with what Durante says. Not where you line up, it's where you wind up. Like all that shit's gonna be real. It's gonna be a lot of versatility. Everything. Cross is gonna be he gonna play both safeties. He gonna be in the box. Like Chanel, he gonna be lined up. He gonna be rushing. They probably gonna mix in Kane. He already talked about what Louisville gonna do. So it's like the defense is gonna be all over the place. So guys gonna be lining up wherever. And we even heard that he might try to use Quan in the nickel. So if if he stays with the team, so we got different routes that we could take as far as the defense. And we'll see how it all pans out. But I do think that wide receiver, corner, and running back will be addressed at some point.
Wow, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Z knows he's on a heater. Playoff Dyami is back in the building. But to answer your question, Willie, I've said all along, it's Terry. If they go get Aiyuk, that's the number 2. I would say right now for me, I think Treylon Burks has an opportunity to come in here and really do some good things. If it's where it stands now, and be that number 3 receiver, then I would have to say, Dyami would be your 4. Luke McCaffrey is somewhere in the mix for 4 too, somewhere in there. Like it's year 3 for Luke McCaffrey. So like he has to show, and I'm not about to start ragging on Luke McCaffrey again this year, but some competition in here. And you gotta do your thing. He would be in the conversation for 4. Then obviously you got your Jalen Lane. But I look at Jalen Lane and they might keep 7. That's a good point because Jalen Lane is really a specialist. So you can kind of count him on them special teams numbers in the return game. So that could possibly work. But I do think Van Jefferson makes this team. He finds a way to be on teams every year. So I don't think he's going to be out. So we'll see. We just got to wait and see.
Van Jefferson over Noah Brown. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, wow. Like go get somebody that got some speed that can make somebody miss. That's going to, bring some production. Like, wasted. Last year just disappointed me, specifically in the wide receiver room, because we just wasted a whole year with Debo and the guys. Like I kept saying, Debo, Terry, Debo, Terry, and the guys. Like, who were these guys? I don't know what type of savings AP was doing last year.
Yeah, and then they bring up a good point about Chig. Chig is going to be like pivotal in the pass game.
Yeah.
John Bates is ascending. He's going to get more opportunities, and we still the verdict is still out on is another year 3 guy, and Ben Sinnott. What is he going to do? So it's opportunities out there to be had, but I think I think it's not about targets for me. It's just about availability, like just them different position groupings being able to, spell guys where Terry doesn't have to play a whole game, or if we get an Aiyuk, a big if for me, because I'm not sold that it's a lock according to Z's sources. Z has some people on background right now that I guess in the building that's telling him that it's a lock. I can't confirm or deny these sources or not. But yeah, like it's interesting now. Interesting. Like I can kind of live with what we have on the roster thus far, and we ain't even got to the draft yet. So whatever we get in the draft is just going to be a plus. Yeah, it's not like it was last year where it was like you were like thinking about like, okay, well, what can Gallup do coming back, or what could this person do, or that person? So it's a yeah. I'm lost for words on this one. We kind of got right, and then you still got White. You still got White coming out of the backfield, so it's just like and Bill. So pick your poison. I think Bill gets more opportunities in the pass game this year. Another year not in the same system, but in a similar system, under his belt. And we'll see. We'll just see how Blau puts this thing together. It's going to be an interesting next couple of months as we get into OTAs and mandatory mini camps and training camp. It's going to be interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting. 49ers holding that man hostage. They definitely are holding them hostage. I read something earlier that was basically saying kind of explaining the situation as a whole. I don't know how true it was, but basically how like, Aiyuk came, they end up giving him the money because, Kyle convinced them to give him the money. And then they started like adding verbiages and changing like putting specific details in the contract. He came and he was ready to work, but they never really intended to play him, or something along that nature. So when he kind of realized what was going on, he kind of just stopped coming around the team because he saw what was happening. And I'll find it and we'll post it once we kind of like verified and stuff like that. But basically, like he just at that point he was just like, I'm out, and he just did whatever he had to do to just not show up and get out. And in a sense, like, okay, now they came back and they took their guaranteed money and all that. He wasn't tripping at that point. He was just like, I'm done with it. I'm tired of how they carrying it and how they trying to carry me, and I'm gonna find my way out. And that's basically why he went and route he went. He wanted to work out, outside of the team and rehab and stuff like that. They knew about it, but then they came back and tried to pull guarantees and saying he was AWOL and shit like that. So it's a lot going on with this situation. Again, like I said, I don't know how true it is, but at this point, they basically just hold them hostage because they know for sure that he gonna come here, and they on the hook for some bread. So, but it's inevitable. They not keeping him on that roster is a waste. So they're going to let him go.
Yeah, Timothy, I would say, I disagree with you. Like, I feel like Luke did do some things in the past game. He did more than what I expected him to do. But I just feel like Treylon, like, he's a former first round pick. Like, we all know what he did in college. We all kind of know like what he did on the first year or two when he was in Tennessee. And then he kind of fell off. So, like, I feel like this opportunity right here is kind of like a resurgence for him. Like, that just was like, gave him his confidence what he did last year. He went out and he had them, that one-handed grab, that highlight that's going to go down in Commanders Redskins history as one of the sweetest plays ever, in franchise history. I just think the upside is there. So, like, I feel like all of them got some shit to prove this year, especially them third year guys. Luke McCaffrey, Ben Sinnott, all of them, they really got some shit to prove. They like, it's it. It's either now or you're fucking cut. Like, you get year one, you get year two. You're not guaranteed no year three. That's it. And sometimes you ain't even guaranteed year two. And then whatever rookies they got coming in here pushing, they going to make the roster just because of a GP. You ain't going to cut nobody you fucking draft most of the time unless they just ass. So I don't think that, Luke is kind of like in this special category. I mean, he was a kick return guy. And we seen when Debo came in, he put up way better numbers than Luke put up. You know what I'm saying? And it's two different players, so two different types of players. So you can't necessarily compare apples and oranges. But also, I think Treylon beats out Luke McCaffrey. That's just my opinion until proven otherwise.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Shit, Luke might. You know what I mean? Back to this, how when we started the show, how I was talking about adding depth, and it gives you the flexibility to move on for guys that you know what I mean, you might see, like, say for instance, you having Luke and you got other guys that's panning out, and you might can get something for Luke. You never know. I'm sure Luke, you can get something for Luke if you was to try to put him on a trading block.
Yeah. So in the comments, they're asking, are we interested in the Stefon Diggs? I think at this point, I would say no. Given who they signed, like, I don't know, like you can't bring in you can, but I doubt if they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to bring in a Stefon Diggs and bring in a Brandon Aiyuk.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either one or the other. Now that they made these two signings.
Correct.
So I just based off of how they normally move, I don't think that that's going to be a guy that they go after. I think they're going to go elsewhere. I think we need another linebacker or probably another safety or something, or corner or something we need to bring in here. You know, I don't know. I don't know if no eye is the answer. I think we probably can get a little bit better to give them a little bit more competition. Amik Robertson and all of them, give them some more competition to go battle this thing out in training camp.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pull up the best remaining free agents. Go ahead.
And they're also asking, what are they saying in the IG comments? They're saying Aiyuk and Love is all we need. I agree. If we get a healthy Brandon Aiyuk and a Jeremiyah Love, we on our way. Like Reedie likes to say, we on our way. We stay healthy, we on our way. I don't know how far, but we on our way. We going at least make the playoffs with this schedule we got, and you know the assimilation of the talent that they were able to bring in here. If we can kind of get stronger on that offensive line and get some production off the defensive line, that's a must, and get some turnovers. I think we're on our way. We'll be fine. Snead got released today, so that's another defensive guy that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
They saying move on from Luke. They said go Sonny Styles. We'll have the best linebacker core in the league. Oh, and I was going to pose this question to y'all in the chat, so let me know. Chime in right now. Do we sign Bobby Wagner? Do we bring Bobby Wagner back in a diminished role? He's been out. He's another guy that's been out there on the free agency. He said that want to play, given his relationship with Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn and Adam Peters. Do they bring him back just in a diminished role? You know, after we done went out and we got Chanel and signed the other guys that we were able to sign, and then the youth movement. Like, I feel like you can still do everything you want to do with the Bobby Wagner. You don't even got to put him in coverage. So does that make sense to y'all? Let me know what y'all think.
What did I just do? I'm tripping. Yeah, let me stop sharing this. My bad, yeah.
So Willie said he bring him back. I don't know what whoever this guy is, I don't know what he's talking about. What are they saying on Instagram? Luke asks, move on. They still on Luke. Move on from Luke. Grab Snead in a limited role. We might get Vaughn back too.
Keep forgetting about Vaughn. How you feel about that, Reedie? You bringing Vaughn back at this point?
Willie talking about bring Bobby Wagner back in the goal line package. Hey, Willie, stop playing with my man. Stop playing with my man. He's better than that.
You said bring him back in what? Oh, goal line. Go ahead.
Back in the goal line package.
Go
That's
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
Now, what did you say? Did I what?
What you think about bringing back?
I'm not against the more the merrier. The more the merrier. The more guys you got that can rush the passer, the better. In my opinion, you know, you spelling guys. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind it. It ain't gonna be for the nothing. It's gonna be for cheap. So at this point, you know, unless you're planning on drafting one of these guys and they fall to you at 7, one of these edge rushers, a Averill Reese or a Bain or a Bailey or something falls in your lap and you ended up taking them, why not?
Yeah. For sure.
That's why I'm posing a question about Bobby Wagner, because, you know, like Bobby Wagner ain't cost us nothing in the last 2 years any fucking way.
Yeah, about 10 million.
You know, so
1 year deals, they coming off the books every year anyway.
Right. So it really don't matter.
What's that?
Best remaining free agents: Jawan Jennings,
Yeah, we don't need a
Taylor
tackle.
Decker was the offensive tackle. Stefon Diggs, Joey Bosa. I would take a Joey Bosa, even though he's kind of diminished a little bit. I don't know how y'all feeling about Joe Bettino. I used to kind of like him a little bit, but I'm not. I don't know. We kind of we do need some more depth at guard. Make it a position battle. Brandon Coleman might be on the block.
Could be.
Another guy going in. Was he going in the year 3?
Well, he's 34 though.
Yeah, but he could play. It's a 1-year deal.
Reedie's GOAT. 2 GOATs, back-to-back GOATs. My man Debo. I hate it ain't work out with Debo.
I felt like we could have re-signed Debo.
Yeah. My guy Joku's still out there.
Yeah.
That's over. That shit.
AJ Epinesa, I like him too. Depth guy. I would probably sign him before I sign Vaughn.
Yeah, he's 27. My man Zittler, he's still in the league. Cam Jordan, 37, still in the league. Hollywood Brown. John
Did we go get another pass catching tight end?
I doubt it. They said, remember what he was saying? He liked Yankov, he liked Cager, he liked Sanat, he liked Bates.
That's the book.
You still added Chig. So I don't think so. Spencer Burford, Bobby Wagner, Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton only 27. Damn, I
would sign Mekhi Becton. I would bring Mekhi Becton in.
I thought he was older than that.
Like, I would. I think he's better than Chris Paul, Brandon Coleman. I would bring him in. I don't know why. I would even bring Trayvon Diggs. Clowney just continues to keep playing, finding a way. I feel like he's been in the league for 30 fucking years. He only 33.
Facts. I can see a scenario where they might try to bring Diggs in just to see what they can, get out of him, especially with that Dan Quinn relationship. And when Dan Quinn was in Dallas, those years Diggs had some of his best years under Dan Quinn. I can see it. But another thing too, they talked about not only getting faster and younger, but they also talked about pause getting longer, like having corners and taller guys with like more wingspan. So like we went small, short 5'9" corner. We went Nick Cross, but like I still think we need some height in that DB area, in that DB room. So a guy like Diggs fits that mold.
See, who the fuck talked about getting longer?
May not have been a specific word. I said pause though. That's why I use my get out of jail.
Hey, bro, who the fuck said that? I ain't never heard nobody.
No, but AP did talk about like wanting taller guys, like getting he might have used that word. I ain't gonna say it again, but yeah. Hassan Reddick is on the board. I don't think we need another. I mean, we always need pass rush, but I don't know about that.
I mean, you got Dawson Armstrong coming back off the injury. You got Wise coming back off the injury. You got Drake Jackson coming basically off an injury. That's 3 guys right there. I would sign a DJ Reader as another some more D tackle depth. I think.
Do we need more?
The more, the merrier. Man, we used to have like 6 solid pause.
You got Payne, Kinlaw, Settle, Newton. That's 4. I'm sure. What's the other 2 guys? Somebody else on that damn roster.
Probably some of them no-name niggas we don't know about. Oh, we know about it. We just can't remember their names.
Donovan Wilson was somebody I thought we might look into.
Yeah, I don't think they want nobody. Go ahead, scroll past 29.
Chill on my man, mo. Rob.
They said Russell.
Reedie's third goat.
Fuck, I haven't said that was any of my goat. He ain't them fouls. He definitely ain't my goat. Anybody that got anything to do with them fouls, I don't got nothing to do with them.
That man said, not me, Satan.
Go ahead.
Said that man was in them fouls. That was crazy.
Yeah, Newton is definitely suspect, and they brought in Rashad Tuttle. Who's Reedie's guy?
Tuttle, yeah.
Who's Reedie's guy? I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Oh, Russell Wilson sneakily is a Reedie's guy because
never was my guy ever.
A few years ago, after he ain't pan out in Denver, Reedie was calling for us to trade for Russell. Lie.
I was calling for us to trade for any fucking body. At that point, shit, we needed a quarter. We needed any fucking body we can get. He was ass. The fuck? That's just like you calling for us to bring back fucking Dyami. It's a reach. The fuck? I didn't think it was gonna happen. Good. I was just saying shit. I was throwing shit at the wall and hoping it stuck.
No call.
But if you haven't already done so, please do us a favor: like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can get other informative videos just like this one. If you feel kindness in your heart, you want to send us a super chat so we can continue to do what we do on our road to 2,000 subscribers. We are almost at 1,900 subscribers. So if you haven't already done so, please sub us up. And you can hit the Cash App. It's below, or the super chats. It's I think it's down to your right underneath the comment section on YouTube. But thank you to everybody that's joined us from Instagram, everybody that's on YouTube, and everybody that's on Twitter. We got about 150 people in here right now, so we appreciate y'all.
Definitely appreciate y'all. When we lost Kurt
on Friday night.
Yeah, I can admit I was one of the biggest non-Kirk Cousins supporters, and I can admit I think I admitted it like 2 years ago.
He was hating.
Is that we we should have paid him. We should have paid him. Set us back.
Reedie, I'm going to grade him on the low tier. I give it a B plus.
Yeah, I give it a B. I give it a B too. I'm trying to think why.
Cause I ain't really do nothing that really wowed me that like knock my socks off.
Yeah, I say a B. I say a B. I would have liked to see us
moves going on though. I'll tell you that much.
I would like to have seen us get like one of the top corners when we did it. I would have liked to see us. I think if we would have got Lindenbaum, it definitely would have been an A. You know what I mean? Especially in a situation like you talking about you second tier in the bidding, like you could have definitely probably threw that man a few more millions. But
appreciate you, Willie.
27 million is steep, but hey, if he really liked that, he liked that. Appreciate the super chat, Willie. Salute to you, my brother. So yeah. What else we got?
Shit, wait and see what they do tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Just sit around every day, wait for a tweet to come out. Breaking: Washington Commanders have signed.
Yeah, definitely wanted Reek Willer. It said somebody asked, "Would y'all?" Somebody asked
Carter to a 2-year deal.
Go ahead.
Worth $50.
They're gonna make her the assistant GM.
Facts. Fucking
what's the quality control?
She's gonna be the film coach off the rip. the way she be quoting people film and stuff like that, these comments be crazy. I see her going smack at somebody early this morning. I was dying laughing.
Hey. But everybody always start out back and forth. Then they see she a female. They always come back and be like, "Yeah, bruh, roll out." And she be like, "Ain't no bruh. it's assists, and then they go on and on and on. They realize, I'm like, bro, why they be arguing with her? Because she be definitely let their ass have it.
And she be like all her facts be in order. Like it don't be like nothing that's like questionable. It'd be like research shit, and you'd be like, damn. Like I remember the first time I seen her in the comments, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like I told Z, I was like, yo, it's this girl that's always in our comments, and she know her shit. Like not just like no. And it was another girl that was in it today too that was on her shit too. But most of the time, and I don't want to be, and I'm not trying to be misogynistic or any of that, so I'm prefacing that right now. But most of the time, women may like teams, but they don't be in the weeds with it, like knowing the like specific details of what this should look like, about what a technique is, and this, that, and the third. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting that. You know what I'm saying? You might get, oh, I know I like Lamar, or I like Jaden Daniels, but you don't got nobody saying, oh, okay, when they were in a 12 personnel and this, that, and the third, or whatever, like they do this, they got tight hips, or just shit. You don't even hear a lot of men saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let alone females. So when I seen that shit, I was like, oh shit. And I just started paying attention, and it's just like over the last, year or 2 years, she's been following us. Like she gives a lot of insight, like, and keeps our engagement up in them comments. So we appreciate you, Miss Asia Carter. I appreciate you.
All day long. All day long. Very fun and interesting. But they asked, would y'all trade for Maxx?
Crosby?
Yeah.
Fuck no. Let him release him.
Yeah. I say no because one, I don't want to trade
pick 7. We don't have nothing to give up.
Yeah, I don't want to trade pick 7. They're not going to take 2027 and 2028. So it is what it is. Yeah, it just that's not even in our radar. We can't do it. We can't do it.
Yeah, we gotta get something at 7. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm worried about this season, but next year's draft, boy, that's gonna be something to talk about.
They said they bring Vaughn back before Bobby. Wow. A lot of people interested in Snead. I saw Snead might go back to the Chiefs. They just lost their top 2 corners.
I would sign Snead. You think he's gonna cost a lot?
No, I don't think so.
Why would you bring back Vaughn over? Nah, that's dumb. I get it. I get the whole thing. People scared, he's going to dominate. He's going to start. He doesn't need to be on the field. He's slow. He can't cover. But everything else, he does at a very high level. At 38 years old, 37, however the fuck old he is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But what we got? What else we got?
Cam Taylor, Britt.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. I don't think Bobby got an ego either. I don't think he has an ego either. I would definitely sign Cam Taylor, Britt, even though he said we run a college offense.
We ain't running that no more.
Yeah,
so.
that's
all is forgiven. Cliff ain't in the building. Cliff is he the assistant head coach in LA, right?
The assistant head coach, yes. Yep.
Do we think Cliff is going to ever get a head coach job again? I'm curious to see. He got to get a second chance, though. Everybody else get him. He said he's doing an internship. That's crazy. Crazy word. I'm at doing an internship. It's crazy. Yeah, maybe he could add some newness to his offense, or some different formations to his offense.
Damn, somebody just caught a Dyami jersey for $15.
Caught the Dyami jersey for $15.
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
another thing.
nah. Ed Oliver did it, and he posted it too. Because it's some jerseys that's gonna sell like crazy right now.
Yeah, who's getting number 2? The new
Amik
guy,
Roberts.
Amik Rob. Damn, Dyami, you got signed.
Yeah, I know. A day late.
And maybe they could work that out. Maybe who's 8? Give me 8.
Mariota. He didn't change his number like 4 times since he been
Shit. Who had 9? No, that's Sammy Ball. That's retired.
I thought 9 was Sonny. Sammy Ball 33, ain't he?
Oh yeah, 33. Yeah, I'm right. Sonny Jurgensen. They look alike. Sorry. They look alike. They all start to blend together a little bit. Rest in peace, my man Sonny, man.
Go ahead.
Sonny and what's his name? Something Michaels Sports Machine. That used to be my shit back when I was a kid.
Al Michaels.
Michaels.
That shit was like that. And Miss Sonny.
Then you had high school sports. What was it? Every Saturday or Sunday, one of them. That shit was like that.
Oh yeah, facts. Every Saturday morning. Used to wake up and watch that shit, or was it at night?
I can't remember.
No, it might have been Friday
night. It was at night, but the high school sports channel, I think, was in the morning.
It'd be sitting
on to Seneca Valley. Like that was back in the day when Chris Kelly and all them was that. Yeah. All them like Moco teams was like Damascus and all them was that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's any other news out there, but I don't really see nothing else us reporting.
What you need, Mike? Go ahead. What you need, Mike? Go ahead.
Shit.
Z need to get go to a Dyami jersey since that's his man. He wanted them back so bad. Go ahead, cop your Dyami, Z. You ain't gonna cop one?
Yeah, wait to see what number you get.
And now you gonna wait to see what you gotta wait to see what number you get for. If that's your man, cop the jersey.
Well, now you know I don't do them 1 year contracts. That's what it is.
Your bitch.
I don't do that. I'm not buying a jersey and I know a nigga about to get cut.
Capping.
I ain't doing it.
Well, he was with the team. What? This will be year 5 with the team.
Yeah.
He ain't went on a 1 year deal.
No.
I'm going running back at Wild 2009 vids. I'm going running back. My running back is Jeremiyah Love. That's my pick.
If at Love ain't 7. There, you going Downs or Styles?
Who?
Downs or Styles?
If I had to pick right there?
If Love is off the board.
If I have to pick right there and they're on the board, I go Styles.
I think Styles is going to get drafted by the Giants. And I was thinking too, Bobby. I know you upset about us winning.
If Downs is there at 7, not to cut you off, I'm trading back. I think you can get Downs at like between 10 and 15. Yeah. I trade back and try to get me a 2nd round pick, and then see if I can still sneak Downs in or something like that if he's on the board. Because I don't think ain't nobody gonna be rushing to turn the card in on him, all like that.
Yeah. Yeah, if the Giants go Styles there, we get Love. That's like you said, very simple. You gotta hope someone even want to draft from 10 and 15.
If who gets Styles, the Giants?
Yeah.
The Giants find a way they'll always get fucking top tier defensive players. But they don't really be panning out like that. They be okay. They don't be like what they tell you in the draft. That's kind of like why I'm like kind of like lukewarm on this defense, because it's always these Thibodeaux and these guys that come out on defense that they be okay. They don't be like they be hyping them to be. Now the offensive guys normally traditionally be that.
The Commanders
Giants can't develop guys.
Comes as a surprise.
I was gonna have a convo with one of my homegirls about something she was doing, but I decided to shelf it because of timing and making sure the approach is right. Yeah, I think I made the right choice. It depends. It depends on the severity of whatever you was going to have a conversation about. But if it is something that's like could wait, then I would always weigh on the side of caution because you want to make sure you have, like you said, you want to have the right conversation, and you don't want to go into something emotional when trying to give somebody some advice and things of that nature, because then it's going to be kind of skewed advice at that, just in my opinion. So it's good that you did it, but it just depends on, I can't say per se because I don't know how severe of whatever it is, if it needed to be said now or if it's something that could wait.
Reedie knows. Trying to find some other. It was the second player. Who was our top 30 visits? We had 2 top 30 visits we lined up. Lemon and somebody else.
I don't know. I don't really keep up with the top 30 visits. That don't really move me. That should be formalities.
Texas Tech edge Romello Height and Makai Lemon. Explosive edge rusher who recorded 70 presses and 9 sacks in 2025.
Niggas always want to get in the comments and want to correct somebody on a word terminology or something. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's or if it's way, whatever the fuck it is. Y'all know what I was saying.
On the side of Carson. What you mean?
Yeah. Nah, he was like, I may have said way. I don't know if I said or if I said way. I probably said way. And then whoever this is said not way.
Oh. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. The saying. I got it. I would have to agree. I think it's essential to serve as the conversation that comes on right now. I'll take it. Right time. Neighbors and BTJ the next to force their way to Washington. I need the whole receiving core agent. All of them.
Neighbors is not forcing his way to Washington.
The Giants will never trade him here, and they're gonna franchise.
They will never trade him here. They're gonna franchise.
I mean, that 6th year because they're gonna give him that 5th-year option.
Facts. He's too good. Now BTJ, I didn't think he was bad, me personally, but maybe I didn't watch a lot of him. But the way they're talking, like he ain't it. So I mean, I don't know. I can see it happening. Shit, if we had more draft capital, I wouldn't mind trading for him. Like if we was kind of like had them picks from that Marshawn Lattimore shit and everything, we was kind of able to draft a little bit better the last 2 or 3 years because of that, then I wouldn't mind, taking a pick for him. But this not having no fucking 2nd round pick is just really bothering me.
Mm-hmm. The second went in a lunch in a Larry Tunsil deal.
Yeah.
Last year I was like, fuck them picks.
Yeah. Now you get a fucking, you gonna get a bell cow wherever you gonna get a bell cow in the 1st round, but you want to try to like follow that shit back up with somebody that probably could have slipped. That could have been a 1st round pick, like how we got Trey Amos last year. They were saying he should have been a 1st round pick, and he slipped to us, and we were able to pick him up. Or But nobody's talking about our right tackle. Why? Like, how y'all feeling about our right tackle? Is he on track to have an even better season than he had last year? It started off a little shaky, but he was able to find his sea legs, I guess, and turned into a pretty good season. So what are y'all expecting from him? What about you, Z?
I expect continue success. Kind of piggybacking and channeling off of the success he had towards the end of the season. With midway through the season, as the season got along, he just kept progressing. And I think having a guy like Tunsil on the other side to help him out, playing next to a guy like Cosme, who what I mean, been around, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
They saying Pro Bowl season, held his own after a rough start.
He definitely held his own.
Do you think
And he was a better run blocker too. Like they talked about how he was such a good at pass blocking and all that. But as the season went along, his run blocking improved a lot.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get bigger, faster, stronger this offseason. Put on some muscle to be able to anchor down on that right side.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Something else. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So do you think we go center in this draft? Like, where can we get a top quality center? Because for me, Allegretti isn't a starter in this league. Right now, he's just a placeholder, but I would hope that we're not going into the season with him as our starting center. Just me. I don't know. Am I wrong? Do y'all think I'm wrong for that? But I just don't think he's a starter in this league from what he showed me and what I've seen on tape. I think he's a really good backup, for 2 games or 3 games, or, somebody got a little nick, a little injury or something. But I don't think you can go in every week with him at center, me personally. But he says that he's been playing center his whole life. That's his best position. So, they said he was good the last 2 or 3 games that he started at the end of the year. I was tapped out at that point, so I didn't really see it. But what y'all think? What about you, Z? Was you watching or was you tapped out too?
I was reading the comments on Instagram. On who are you talking about again?
Allegretti at center.
Oh, the back end of the season, those last 3 games. I was watching the games, but I can't see nothing that stood out. Now they talked about how the run game was better towards the end of the season, but also I think the competition wasn't the same. So it's kind of hard to talk about, those last few games. But I mean, he seems to have a good, camaraderie and gel with the guys. So we'll see how that play out. But I'm still not really, when as soon as they cut Biadasz, I was pissed, and I called Reedie, what's the corresponding move? I don't want to know. I don't want to talk about the corresponding move because how do you release a guy and you don't have his replacement? He's not on the roster, and I mean, it was well early in free agency. They could have just, to me, I mean, we had the money. Why not just
waited?
Yeah, like
should have waited. Was he that bad? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't think he was that bad, but then people started pointing out. It just be like when shit happens, then all of a sudden
people get
a big crowd of people just pulling shit out of videos and got all this footage. But y'all wasn't saying shit about this before. Now all of a sudden, yeah, I was noticing here in this game he did this, and this. But why the fuck you ain't say nothing about it? You was sitting on that shit. You was just waiting. I mean, yeah, he did play injured. And that's what you need as an offensive lineman. Like, you need guys like, that's the trenches, bro. Like, you niggas be hurt. Like, the fuck? You gotta play. You be in that bitch, oh yeah, my fucking bunion hurt. I can't go, coach. What?
Go
the fuck?
Coach Darius. Pablo's killing me with this bunion shit.
Gotta tape that shit up and keep it moving.
Hey, Mo. I remember, I ain't gonna say no names, but I remember a nigga came out. Nigga came out to practice. Had his helmet in his hand, his equipment on. And coach like, why you why you don't got your helmet on? He was like, somebody pissed in my helmet. He was like, what?
Bro, only on the south side, bro.
Somebody pissed in my helmet. He was like, I think you need to put that helmet on, son.
Your man probably didn't clean that shit up.
I think you need to put that helmet back on, son.
Your man ain't spray no bleach in that bitch or nothing. Go ahead.
Wipe that shit out and Kevin move.
At least run that bitch out of the water spout something.
I need a new helmet. Need a new helmet. New helmet. I think you gotta put that helmet on, son. Hey, yeah, that was a practice dying laughing, bro.
Only on the south.
Only on the south.
They ain't do that shit uptown.
They might have, you never know. They wasn't.
They seemed like they was more organized. They was more cohesive.
They just
we was fucking winging it.
We was winging it. Yeah, they had some
fucking winging it.
Some structure.
Coaches was drunk as shit. Can't fucking know what the fuck is going on.
Go ahead.
Coaches getting the fucking championship game, calling dumb shit on the fucking goal line. I mean, dumb shit on the 20-yard line. It's just make it make sense.
Yeah, man. Miss those days.
I don't miss the dumb shit. We should have won that shit. Fuck. I'm still mad.
Facts. But yeah, man, again, please like, share, subscribe at Reedie Zee on all platforms. Make sure you check out some of our previous videos from earlier this week. We had a really good insider video from Candy Waller, Bully TV. So you check it out. It was day one of free agency, but we talked about this whole team, full spectrum. So, make sure you check that out. Also, check out our podcast. Our show last night with the Burgundy Breakdown. We had a really good show. We was on there for about 2 hours. Well, not last night, Wednesday night. Today is Friday. So Wednesday night, we was on there about 2 hours. So, go check that out. A lot of good insight. Just continue to support us. Go if you on Twitter and you like Twitter, go, we only got like 200 followers over there. We definitely picked up our activity and make sure we tweeting and putting out more information and just trying not to forget about that platform as well. But Twitter been jumping this free agency, and I can't wait till the season start to see how it really goes during the season. So make sure y'all keep up. And just follow us on all platforms. Tell a friend. Like we always say, just two lifelong fans, just doing what we love, talking about our team, and just keeping it a buck and doing it our way. No gimmicks, just what we do. This is us. So if my brother don't have nothing else to say, I believe we gonna head out, right? Yeah, that's it. That's all. We will catch y'all. What's today? Friday. We will catch y'all on Monday Command, barring any other breaking news. So just stay tuned, and we'll see y'all soon, man. Peace out.
Reedie Zee shout.